Stray cats and lost dogs tug on the heartstrings, but what about stray rats? Yes, it can be hard to share the love with Mr. Rat, even if you can put the bubonic plague behind you. They do tend to have people scurrying for cover. But not everyone. There are dedicated rat lovers right across the country determined that no little rat lost is left out in the cold. Just to clarify, it is domestic rats they're rescuing, not the wild ones, but it seems not everyone appreciates the difference. Jill Higgins takes a look at what the rescuers are up against.
Do you want to see some rats?
See them at the movies and they're always down and dirty.
People think of wild rats, think of sewer rats, they think of the plague.
But there's another kind of rat. It's called a pet.
Here you go, guys. They're so funny and they love you. They're all there going, mummy, mummy, wanting to run up my arms.
It's hundreds of generations of domestication.
So let's try that again.
Do you want to see some rats?
It's these furry, friendly types that a national team of rat rescuers
20 dedicated groups at the moment
are trying to save. And this charity is never short of work.
Why is that? Rats are classically $10 pets. And we've actually had people go and get rats as pranks for April's Fool's Day. Oh, you know, give our work colleagues a rat. And there's lab rats that get used for various experiments.
And if lady rats are in the family way,
we can end up with 50 rats in a single rescue. These are the two girls we picked up from the SPCA. They were just dumped in a bag on someone's lawn.
Steph is Auckland's chief rescuer, but she gets support from several foster carers like Lily.
I've got 11 in there. I've got 2 boys that were too old and no longer cute, and also they had nibbled a bit. A lot of people actually, when they don't want their rats, they actually release them into the wild. As you can tell from Zuko, he can barely make it into the hammock. How different is that from a wild rat?
So not so much scurrying and surprisingly clean.
Well, obviously you clean.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell people all the time. They're as clean as I make them. They have litter trays. They clean themselves a lot. I would say more than most people wash their hands in a day.
Liam, he probably could have been adopted, but I kind of fell for him. He was another one who was actually found wandering on the streets.
On the Rat Club, there's actually a saying, it's called GGMR, which is got to get more rats, because there's just so many of them needing homes.
And then we have the half-wild. That's probably Jim, might be Bean.
Any fully wild rats would be euthanized, but these ones she kept despite a few wild traits.
I shouldn't do that, should I? You couldn't resist still saving them.
Well, we've raised them from birth. I knew you when you were just a little pinky.
She says by raising them,
Hey, sweetie,
they're now happy being handled, but
they're very fast and they've got very sharp teeth and they don't like strangers.
Steph's obviously been bitten too, by the rat bug, a long time ago.
When I was at school, I used to go down to the pet shop. They had the rats and I'd say hello to them each week, and then when I started university one day, I came home with one.
And now, more than one.
Yeah, they kind of increased in numbers somewhat.
At one point she had 80 rats in several rooms.
Do you think people think you're a bit odd liking rats this much?
Yes, definitely.
But if there's a rat in need, count on Steph to be there, even helping out the SPCA.
Here to pick up those 2 rats, yes.
We quite often get rats from people that want to bring them in to surrender. They can't care for them anymore.
And with rabbits coming out their ears, the SPCA often don't have the room either.
So these guys, we haven't had the space or the time to de-sex, so we've just gone ahead and transferred them to the rat rescue.
But if they did have the space...
Would the SPCA take on this role?
Not really, because of the public perceptions.
The problem that I get is, if I say I helped out at the SPCA, people go, oh, wow, that's lovely. But when I say I'm a foster home for the rat rescue, they go, oh, I'll help you take care of that with my cat.
We do get negative comments.
Jokingly, or do some people really not like?
Usually said in a joking fashion, but usually meant seriously. There's a lot of people who see rats as pests.
So, as well as rescuing and rehoming, they see their job as re-educating.
I just would love for people to know exactly how wonderful they are. guys, trip time. These animals need to be rescued as well.